Justin, for your home league, you got to win this, bragging rights over the buddies. What running back do you need? Not even one. What running back do you need to walk away with?
Yeah, the guy who, like, when he gets drafted and it's not me taking him, I'm like, man, I missed out on that value. Yeah. It's James Conner. I mentioned him earlier, and I know he's getting up there. He's 29 years old. I know he's got the durability concerns. He's missed 4 games each of the last 2 seasons. They just drafted Trey Benson, who I think is definitely going to be the long-term solution there, but I don't think they drafted him to be that long-term solution this year. I think they had him in mind as a potential insurance policy this season and as the guy that can take over maybe next year or moving forward when Connor's eventually done. And you look at what Connor's done. I know he's gotten hurt, of course, but when he has been out there, he's put up top 10 fantasy running back stats on a per game basis each of the last 3 years since he got to Arizona. That's the kind of back you're getting. And I'm not worried about him potentially missing a few games. A lot of running backs miss a few games. I can fill those. I'm not taking a 0 those weeks. I'll find somebody else in those weeks. And I might even be able to get Trey Benson, who goes several rounds later, and pair the two up. I think that's a really smart approach this season. And you lock down that Cardinals backfield, which we know can be very productive. I'm excited about them. Last year, Kyler Murray missing part of the season, coming back from the injury. When he got back, he looked pretty good. They add Marvin Harrison Jr. So you expect that this offense is really starting to take a step forward, that they're going to come together. I just don't understand why you can still get Conner at like the 7-8 turn when he's in your lineup. He's probably going to give you a top 10, maybe top 15 running back numbers. He is a workhorse. I'm not super excited about any of the other guys. I know they're talking about Trey Benson's trying to fight right now with Michael Carter and Amari DeMarcado. But that tells you Benson's still proving himself as the number 2. We're not getting the reports that he's challenging Conner for the starting job at the moment. So that's yet another reason to take Conner, and you get him in the 7-8 turn, come back in like the 10th round or so, which is the ADP for Benson, and throw him on your bench. And now you have a very, very solid RB2 spot, and you got it at an incredibly cheap price. Like, I just don't get it. Is there something I'm missing on Conner, Ian? Like, why is he going so late? Why is he going behind some of these other guys like Aaron Jones and even like Alvin Kamara, who I know has a pretty good ceiling, but Kamara, we can see some of these numbers declining with him. We can see that maybe he's making that turn towards a worse stage in his career. What am I missing about Conner?
I don't think people have made a habit of grinding all these Cardinals games over the last few years, which I don't necessarily blame you guys. There's been better football to watch. But yeah, man, it's like James Conner. Like, if we gave his efficiency numbers, and we can almost see it, like look at Kyron Williams and all the hype that he got. I understand Kyron outscored James Conner, but it's like that meme of like, the creepy dude in the office getting HR called on him. Like, that's James Conner averaging 5 yards per carry. But when Kyron Williams does it, he's the cool guy who is getting all the attention of everyone. So I'm with you, man. It's like he has this reputation as being a boring runner, even though when you actually watch him, like, he's crossing back over the field. He was one of the most explosive running backs last year. Like, I know Madden gave my man's, a bad speed rating, so I'm sorry about all you guys trying to make that happen, over in the video game world. But in real life, man, he's been consistently one of just the biggest yearly boomers in terms of, just getting past ADP. Essentially, he's like the Tyler Lockett of running backs at this point, and I'm pretty sure we aren't hitting the end just yet like we saw with Lockett last season. So 100% with you, man. I mean, he's going RB23 right now in ESPN drafts, and if that's not enough, pick 82. I mean, he's going next to Zamir Wright, next to Jonathan Brooks, next to Jaylen Warren. Like, if you had to pick a running back, Justin, where it's just, okay, where are they going in drafts and who's going to be the biggest risers once it's time for week 1, and we actually have to rank these guys, not for the rest of the season, but in terms of who we are ranking in week 1, James Conner could very well be a top 12 running back as soon as we get to week 1, because I don't know, man, that's pretty much all he's ever been since he joined the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that you're going to draft him, and then when it comes time to like set your lineup for week 1, and I'm not a big fan of, some of the projections on some of the sites, they do get a little silly, but he's one of those guys that you're going to draft at that spot at the 7-8 turn, and then you're going to set your lineup in week 1 and find out that, yeah, he's projected to be like the 10th best running back that week or something, and you're going to be so happy that you listened to us and that you actually took him. So definitely follow that advice.
Again, RB8, RB9, RB13 over these past 3 seasons in PPR points per game. Healthy, Kyler Murray under center. Yes, Kyler is a mobile quarterback, and we've talked about those concerns, but unlike the Jalen Hurtses and the Anthony Richardsons of the world, aren't exactly seeing him being used as this, weapon inside the 5-yard line where they're trying to make Kyler take too many extra hits. So again, Trey Benson, very good handcuff. I'm not worried about Amari DiMercado taking the handcuff job at all, but the fact that Benson hasn't been able to really challenge DiMercado for some of that, just a couple snaps of pass down work, I think tells you all you need to know. James Conner, running back, the running back, y'all. Don't leave your drafts without him.